one of the conspirators of the Mumbai terror attacks, Tahavur Rana. He has been extradited back to India, or extradited to India. Is this a diplomatic win, and what significance does it hold? If it's a diplomatic win, why are we not able to extradite other terrorists like Dawood Ibrahim and whoever else? Mr. 88 says Tahavur Rana has been extradited to India. Can you please tell us about the 26/11 attacks? I was too young to understand the situation back then. Why did that happen, and why was there no retaliation even though we were already a nuclear power? And also, Trey, tell us about some journalists. Okay, I don't discuss people, I don't discuss journalists, but I can discuss the other matters. Okay. Okay, Tahavur Rana is a person who was associated with the attack in some way. Um, so he's been extradited to India by the Americans. Is it a diplomatic win, and what significance does it hold? I don't see it as a diplomatic win. I see it as a face saver for the government of India. To be very frank, the person we want, the terrorist we want, is David Coleman Headley, who is the mastermind of the attack. He knows every single person in Mumbai, in India, who was involved in the conspiracy, who was involved in the planning, who was involved in the aiding and abetting of the terrorists, and whatnot. He knows all those traitors within India. He knows exactly, who was involved. He also knows the extent of, let's say, potential American, hypothetical American involvement, if there is any, in this. And he's in a prison in the US. He's the guy we want. And we have an extradition treaty with the Americans, but the Americans aren't sending him back to India. Okay, Daud Gilani. His name is Daud Gilani. David Coleman Headley is the name he took to fool Indians. And he looked, I think his father or his mother was American, a white lady. So he looked kind of European, and he was able to fool Indians with his fake Christian sounding name, his kind of whitish skin, and his American accent. So that's the guy we want. Tahavur Rana is a low ranking minion in the grand scheme of things. He's a pawn on the chessboard. So it's not a very big win. I don't know what good it'll do to us. It's a crumb the Americans have thrown at us. Okay, it's kind of a face saver. Not any great significance, but yeah, the media will do their runaround and rigmarole and merry-go-round. There are gonna be 8 p.m., 9 p.m. debates for the next 2 weeks about this and so on. Hum jeet gaye, we have done a great thing. Nah, not the case. The guy we want is Headley. We would also like people like Panun. What's the Gurpatwan Singh Panun, who keeps on threatening to destroy Indian airliners, etc. That sort of, those are the people we should have extradited to India. Anyhow, so that's answering Samana Satish's question. Why are we not able to extradite other terrorists like Dawood Ibrahim? Dawood Ibrahim is sitting in Pakistan. Pakistan is an enemy of India. Unfortunately, it is. And we don't have an extradition treaty with Pakistan. And he's one of their key assets. Why would they extradite Dawood Ibrahim to us? They won't. Okay, now, what can I say about the 26/11 attacks? Happened in Mumbai. I was in Mumbai at the time. The whole city shut down. It started in the night sometime, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock in the night, and there were reports on TV, news channels, that there was a gangster shootout in Kolaba or something. I'm like, what? Gangster shootout in Kolaba? I think it was about 9:30 or 10 o'clock or around that time, post 9 p.m., I think, if I recall correctly. Okay, some of my what I'm telling you may not be exactly accurate because it's been so long. But it started with that sort of news. There's been a shootout in Kolaba. Shootout at what? Leopold Cafe opposite the Colaba police station, right across the road, like 10 meters away. So apparently there was a shootout there, and then the terrorists went to the Taj Hotel, which is not far from the Leopold area. It's the Gateway of India region, and then the terrorists go inside and take over the hotel, and another bunch of terrorists go to the Trident Hotel, which is at what, Nariman Point, I believe, which is I could put the map on the screen if you like. So we have, of course, we have a map. Let's put the map on the screen and look at Mumbai. So here we have India. We go southwards to Mumbai, and we are looking at this region. So, um, okay. So we're talking about Kolaba here. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So it starts. Um, one second. Let's put the satellite image on the screen. Okay, the gateway of India is here. That's my reference point. So you have Leopold Cafe over here. That's where the shootout begins. Okay, it's right opposite a police station. That's where it begins. And then the terrorists, they go by a back road into the Taj Palace Hotel, and then they take over the hotel. Excuse me. Then a bunch of them also go to Nariman Point, Trident Hotel, and I think it was this hotel, if I'm not mistaken. And they take over this hotel as well, and then there's a whole carnage that happens there, and the whole situation goes on for 2 3 days, and the whole city shuts down. They attack a hospital. I forget the name of the hospital, and there's a bomb blast in a taxi somewhere because the terrorists had traveled by the taxi, and they left a bomb inside that killed the taxi driver and destroyed the taxi and so on. The terrorists came from Pakistan by boat. They hijacked an Indian boat, killed the captain of the boat, that ship, small boat, ship, whatever, fishing boat. They came all the way to Mumbai. They swam ashore, perhaps or perhaps not. Maybe they were helped by some locals. I don't know. All the reconnaissance had been done by David Headley, so these terrorists knew exactly where to go. There was a shootout at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj station, railway station. A whole bunch of people died there, and so on. they A bunch of them took over the Chabad house in Kolaba, and there was carnage there. And the Indian administration was caught completely off guard, completely unawares. The NSG commandos did not come to Mumbai. There was a huge delay for some incomprehensible reason. And eventually, after 2 or 3 days or whatever it was, after disastrous carnage, I don't know, the official figure is 166 people dead, including Americans and foreigners. Most of them were Indians, of course. And eventually, the terrorists were all neutralized, except for one who was captured alive because of a police officer named Tukaram Omble, great hero, who he took the bullets and died, but he ensured that Ajmal Kasab was captured alive. The terrorists were all wearing Hindu religious items. Their objective was to die so that it looked like it was a Hindu terrorist attack. But because of Mr. Tukaram Omble, one terrorist was caught alive. And then it emerged that they were all Pakistanis. The guy was Ajmal Kasab. And this thing ends, the terrorist attack ends eventually after 2 or 3 days. The Prime Minister of India does not open his mouth for 6 or 7 days. He doesn't make any statement. And we do nothing. We should have flattened Pakistan. We should have flattened Pakistan. And apparently the British intelligence was watching this unfold live. They had intelligence, they had signals, electronic signals coming in. They were watching this live as it happened. So what was the role of the British intelligence in this as well, is the question. So yeah, lots of questions are still unanswered. The perpetrators, the masterminds, are in Pakistan. Some of them will may or may not be killed by unknown men, but Pakistan has never been made to pay for this. And let's see someday, hopefully, if India has any fortitude of some kind, we should ensure that there's justice for the people who died. The people who died still haven't received justice.